So here we go with writing and solving equations part 2 with standards 3.7 and 3.8. This particular one, Mr. O'Connor bought 5 large pizzas. After receiving a $4 discount, he paid a total of $55 for these pizzas. The equation below can be used to find P, the original cost in dollars of each pizza. Add $4 to both sides. We have 5P is equal to 59. Divide both sides by 5. P is equal to, that's going to be 1 and not quite 2. It will not go 2 times. That would be too much. So it's a 1 again. From there, I can see that it's not going to be any of the other choices, but I'm going to finish it out. 1180. What value of x is the solution to the equation 1/6 is equal to 3/8 x minus 1/3? Well, let's add 1/3 to both sides. It's the same stuff. It's just involving fractions this time. Not as fun. Okay, now 1/3 I got to change into 6. The equivalent there is 2/6. So 1/6 plus 2/6 is 3/6. And if I simplify that, that is 1/2. So now I have 1/2 is equal to 3/8 x. I can divide by 3/8 to solve, or I can multiply by its inverse. Either one of those options is available to you. Personally, I like to multiply by the inverse just because it makes me feel like I'm taking a shortcut. And then 1 times 8, tops times top, is 8. And then bottom times bottom is 6. You have x by itself. This has a common factor of 2. So we're going to have 4 over 3. And if they want that in a mixed number form, it would be 1 and 1/3. And looking at these answer choices here, I see J as the correct answer choice. They left it alone. Robert wrote a story. The introduction was 3 pages long, and each chapter was 6 pages long. It says each was 6 pages for the chapter. Which equation can be used to find C? So each chapter, 6 pages. That means 6 pages times each chapter, right there. 6 pages for each chapter. That's 6 times C is what that looks like. Okay, now, plus the introduction, that's going to be plus 3 for the intro. We have a total of, Robert's story has a total of 99 pages. That's a big story. He had a lot to say. All right, 3 times C, nope. 3 times C, nope. 6C plus 3 equals 99, yep. 6C minus 3 equals 99, nope. Plus 3 is including the introduction. Okay. Next, Amy spent $42 for 3 gallons of paint and some paint brushes. She spent $7.50 for the paint brushes. The equation below can be used to find G, the total cost in dollars of each gallon of paint. We've got the equation, and it says what is G, the total cost of each gallon of paint. So let's subtract $7.50 from both sides there. We're going to have 3G is equal to a number that is 42 minus 750. That says it's 34.50. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 3. And that's going to give me G is equal to 11.50. Number, I don't even know, 20. Lila bought some fabric online for $318. This amount included a $6 shipping fee, and each yard of fabric cost $12. So I hope you're seeing here this word each cost $12. So for each yard. So cost per yard And the X is representing the number of yards. And she spent $318 total, and it included a $6 shipping fee. So that's in addition to, that's on top of however much she paid for the fabric itself. Okay. All right. So which of these equations matches? They did not subtract the shipping fee. That one looks good. We're not going to distribute that 12. It wasn't 12 times the shipping fee and the number of yards, and same thing there. So B is the only one that makes any sense. What value of X makes the equation below true? Because this 2 is floating over here, and I see that this 14, if I divide it by 2, it's going to be okay. It'll work nice. I'm going to divide everything by 2 here. And that gets rid of that 2 that's out there outside the parentheses, and it lets my 2/5 X plus 3 be all by themselves. And it equals 7 now. Now I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides, and I get 2/5 X is equal to 4. And I'm going to multiply by the inverse. You could divide by 2/5. You could also multiply by the inverse. And 4 times 5/2. That's going to be 2 there, 1 there, and I see 10. Now if you wanted to do it the other way, if you wanted to distribute before you do anything else, that's okay, you can do that. And sometimes you will have to do that. So 2 times 2/5 is 4/5 X, and 2 times 3 is 6 equals 14. So I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides. And I have 4/5 X is equal to 8. Multiply by the inverse here. Guess what? I get the same thing. Isn't that cool? Excuse me. If 0.8 n is equal to 8, what is the value of n? So 0.8 n is equal to 8. Divide both sides by 0.8. Divide by 0.8, and n is equal to, I think that's 10 again. Let me check myself to make sure I'm not hallucinating. I'm not. I'm correct. The student council buys pencils for 5 cents each and sells them for 25 cents each. Which expression represents the amount of profit the student council makes from selling their pencils? So it's going to be the 25 cents minus the 5 cents that they are charging per pencil. And so we could put P's here, but they have to be in both places because this is telling us how much they are getting paid for the pencils, but this is how much it costs to get each of those pencils. This is how much they are paid per pencil. This is how much it costs for each pencil. And we're just writing expressions here. There's no equals here. And these two are out because they don't have the P there beside the 5 cents, the pencils. So we're looking at either A or B. Now what they've done is they've taken this P out and put it outside the parentheses. So what's left? A. We're going to subtract how much they get for it and subtract how much they paid for it, and that's going to tell you their profit. So A is the correct answer there. Mr. Spencer sells furniture. He earned $225 for selling 5 sofas. Mr. Spencer earned $300 for selling 8 sofas. Which of the following equations represents this situation where S represents the number of sofas Mr. Spencer sold and E represents the amount he earned? Okay. So for this particular equation, helps if I turn this on. Here we go. If you do 225 divided by 5, you're going to get 45. Which would make me want to go there. However, when you do 300 divided by the 8, I think I got 37.5. So it didn't work out that way, and I tried saying, okay, let's add the 225 plus the 300, and maybe that should be equal to the 5s plus the 8s. So I got 525 there equals 8s, which was not an option there. I tried saying, okay, 45 times 8 sofas, or excuse me, 13 sofas, plus $100. That should equal 525. It doesn't. I tried it with the next one, 25 times 13 plus 100. That got me close. It got me to 425, but I needed to get to 525, so that one didn't work. And then neither one of these worked either. So honestly, I don't really like any of these choices. So on this one, you just got a 25% chance of guessing correctly on this one. I really don't know what they were looking for here. Which situation is best represented by the equation below? A. Fran makes and sells hats. The selling price for each of her 7 hats was $4. And that would be a 7 times 4. What is the amount of money that Fran made selling her 7 hats? That's what that equation would look like, so this is not it. Bobby has 7 times as many cowboy hats in his collection as Norm. That would be 7 times H. Norm has 4 more fishing hats in his collection than Bobby. So Bobby is equal to 7 times however many Norm has. Norm has whatever Bobby has plus 4. What is H? The number of hats Bobby and Norm have together in their collections. So what that would actually look like as an equation would be 7 times Bobby plus 4. That's going to be a distributive property there. So that one's not it either. So let's erase all that mess. Kara earns $7 per hour, so that would be 7 times H, plus $4 for transportation. There's the plus 4. What is in the amount of money Kara makes for H hours of babysitting? So there we go. That's the one we're looking for. D says 7 people contributed to a fundraiser and raised 4 times as much money as was needed. H. How much money, M, did these 7 people raise all together? So 4 times as much money was needed, H. And how much money did they raise all together? Equals that. That's not what we're looking for either. So, because it was asking for the total. So that's, C is the best answer choice there. Gavin starts with X marbles. If Gavin gives 3 of his marbles to Cindy, then Cindy will have twice as many marbles as Gavin has after the exchange. If Y is the number of marbles Cindy has after the exchange, which of these following equations is true? So Gavin gives 3 of his marbles to Cindy, so that's going to be a subtract 3. The only one that says subtract 3 here is A. And that's all we have for right now. Stay continued for part 3.